My name is Michael Freita, and today we're going to be working with the arson investigation portion of the river side of it. We have a bedroom, and actually we're going to be setting up a kitchen setup. We have the headset and a couple of handheld devices that allow us to pull tools and that type of thing. Everything will be virtual for the student. They'll be seeing that through the headset. Plus also we'll have it on the screen. Okay, currently it's usually done in a burn building type of situation or a setup type of situation where a live fire is created and then the arson investigator has to go in there and physically do the work to find out where the fire started. That takes on a lot of materials and time and everything else to set everything and then actually do the training of the fire. So timing is important. Availability for structures and things of that nature is kind of low. Plus also we have an impact on the environment with smoke and everything else. With this, what's really great about it is we can send student after student after student, and they can actually see the fire after it's been put out. Plus also we have the luxury of being able to go back and see the fire as it actually progressed from incipient phase to free burn to actually putting the fire out. And then they have a way of actually identifying, did I really see where the start of the fire was at? So it validates their investigation procedures. Okay, let's do this to make it so they don't drop. I'm going to put a wristlet around you.
Okay.
And then that goes into your hand there. Then the other hand as well. Okay, so what are you seeing right now?
I'm in like a file room.
Okay. Now, if you look to the left, you'll see a Connex. You see that big Connex there with the river signet on it? So now push the disc, and you're going to move. See the laser pointer?
Uh-huh.
Now, when it turns blue, that's going to teleport you.
Aim it at the ground.
Aim it at the ground. There you go. See how it's blue now?
Uh-huh.
And you want to go up to where the door is.
So you just gotta click
And then let it go.
Take the laser up to the door
Right there, like that.
and then let it go.
Which one is that? The teleport button?
Yes.
There you go.
I'm at the door, yep.
Okay, now you're at the door. Now you look for the handle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then now let's see. Did you see how it lit up a little bit as you reached and touched it?
Yep.
You're going to do the same thing and hold it and open it. Correct? Hold and open. Okay, hit the trigger.
With the trigger.
Okay, now.
What am I doing wrong here? Oh, just push forward. Okay.
Okay. Now you've opened the door. You can turn a little bit to the right, and then teleport yourself. You're the right.
Oh, the other right. Yep, that right.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you can also teleport yourself to that point. There you go, just like you did to get there.
Okay.
Now you're going to get a full view of the interior of this room. So this is a fire that happened in a bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now the fire has been put out. We've negated any damage, or we've stopped the loss that's happening within the room. And now you're going to do a 360 in this room to see what's going on with it. If you look up, you'll notice there's some tools up on top.
Uh-huh.
So you have an evidence tag, a flashlight. The next one is
Camera.
a camera, thank you. The next one is a voice recorder. The next one is a gas monitor. And the last one is a portable flood lamp.
Okay.
So you can reach up and actually grab them now. Is that okay? So the flashlight is the second one on your left. There you go.
Oops, I grabbed the phone. Okay.
Okay, you got to grab it and hold it.
Okay.
Now you get a.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, so now you get a visual of what you're seeing throughout the whole area. So you can do a 360 around here and try and look at where the fire's origin point is at. So here we're looking for things like lines of demarcation, flash area or high heat temperature, any smoke, anything that may be out of the norm from what would normally be in a bedroom, like, who knows, flammable liquid container, something like that.
Okay.
Okay? So you see a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay?
So I'm almost thinking You've got a pile of debris over here in this left corner.
Okay, what else did you see in that corner? Anything?
Well, I got, I have smoke damage on this wall, but it's not low on that wall.
Okay,
Okay, so, and I assume that's an air conditioner or something here. But doesn't look like that's where it started.
okay.
I'm looking for a starting point.
Okay, let's come back a little bit. Okay, there you go.
Yep, I got a kind of a V pattern here coming down, coming back up this way. By the shadows over there behind the nightstand, the wall's pretty clean. I mean, as far as fire is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not there. So
Okay.
I'm almost thinking it started over here somewhere, traveled along the floor, took up off on the wall over here.
Okay.
Because these patterns.
Okay,
And then the bed and the nightstands created a shield for the walls below or behind them.
okay, so what are you seeing to the right of the bed?
To the right of the bed.
Okay.
Let me step over there.
Oh, good move. See how you've transported yourself over to that point?
I lost my flashlight.
Let's try pulling up the floodlight on the
Okay,
right-hand side.
so go to the far right one. There you go.
Oops, trigger. Okay.
Yeah, so if you actually release it, it'll hover in
Right in place.
there.
Oh.
And you can move that around if you need to.
And you can put multiples. So if you have,
Really?
you want to put 3 or 4, wherever you want to put it so that you light up the room that much better.
Okay. So, like this up here. Oops.
Okay, now as you can see, we still have a lot of wallpaper on this side,
Uh-huh.
but we do have some high heat and some smoke damage on the higher levels. So is that giving you some idea as to where the fire may have started?
On the left side?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely didn't start, like there's an outlet or something down there where something from the nightstand is plugged in. It definitely didn't start there.
What do you see right there at that wall?
That I'm looking at,
Yes,
I see flame demarcation.
right.
Comes up on the wall. It does look like it started there in that left-hand corner in that pile.
So what do you think that pile may have been? Is there any ideas what could have been in a pile in a bedroom like that?
Probably clothes.
Okay.
So, let me see if I can get a little closer. Oh, I'm on top of it.
So find your tools, and did you see the evidence tag that's up on top?
Uh-huh.
See the far left one, that one, yep. Do the same thing
Trigger.
and hold.
Okay.
Okay, and then the round,
Around,
yep.
oops, wait a minute, I lost it. Okay, so then I hit the,
You just release the trigger to let it go.
Yeah, so
Okay,
he's left.
even, okay, so now you have an evidence tag there.
okay,
Okay, so that's something we can come back to the lab with and find out what actually, if there's any kind of accelerants or propellants
Okay.
that's inside there, okay?
all right.
Do you want to put more light in that corner, or do you want to put more on that side of the bed?
Since I have a boatload of lighting available to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's happening at the ceiling level at that point? Do you see anything going on there?
A lot of melting of the curtain,
Okay.
in the way.
Okay,
The peeling of the wallpaper.
right,
The crown mold is all, if that was paint on there, the crown mold the paint has burned away and peeled off. The glasses broke out of the windows.
okay,
Heavy charring around the window frame. I've got charring of the wallpaper all through on the
Okay.
wall here.
What'd you notice about on that window? Do you see the charring and the alligatoring that's happening on it looks like the window frame?
Yes.
So what would that tell you?
Well, I'm not an arson investigator, but I'm going to say there was a lot of high heat there.
That's it, bingo. Bingo.
Right? And since that's probably a vinyl window, it probably made it check like that.
Mhm.
Or alligator like that. If
Right.
that's
Right.
Okay? All right, so I'm thinking, just from the demarcation on the wall here, the V pattern I got going off of these two walls kind of points down to this corner. I think the flame came up this way, rolled across here, lit up the drapes. The debris fell on top of this radiator.
Okay.
Then the fire just traveled across the room.
Okay.
The ceiling started banking down. As it banked down, I'm going to say I started lighting up the bedding. And now, see, there's something over here. I don't want to say this was the start of the fire on the right hand, or on my right hand side of the bed, but the nightstand, between the bed and the nightstand, is really charred on that top third of the nightstand.
So do you think maybe the bed was a protectant to keep it from getting any flame to that area, so the bedding may have lit up?
Yeah, I'd say the bedding lit up, and maybe some of the bedding flopped. Well, you can see it on top of the headboard.
Okay.
There's some debris that's melted onto the corner of the headboard. If that was a pillow or some kind of bedding that was leaning down maybe against the nightstand, that probably burned.
Okay, let me have you take about 2 steps to your left, towards me, this way. One more.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Now we're back pretty much in the center of the room.
Okay.
Anything else you see in the upper quadrants of the room?
Nothing that I haven't mentioned.
Okay.
You know, the picture frames here on the wall are all melted.
Right.
But outside of that,
So where are you saying your highest heat was? On the left side and then maybe rolled over to the right side of the bed?
yeah, because the paint or whatever that was on the crown mold, there's more of it missing on the left
Okay.
than there is on the right.
Okay.
So I'm going to say, yeah, the heat came up here, and that was all, yeah, this is the major part of the flame on the left.
Okay.
The bottle. I have no idea, other than that looks like the head of a vice grip, but I don't know, I doubt that's what that was.
Some sort of tool?
Yeah. I have no idea what these other two here are, but that's why we have arson investigators. Okay?
So the other thing we can bring in is the arson dog.
Yeah. So that's under videos again.
So up on small button.
Perfect. And we go back to videos. We'll select dog.
Okay, so now we're going to have the dog going through, and it's just going to be a straight video like the other one was.
Okay, so I'm watching the dog, he's sniffing in the corner where the clothes are.
Now, are you hearing anything that the investigator is telling the dog to?
It's basically telling him where to go look.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But he would only, he was an expert on everything. And I wrote the after action report for the Black Forest Fire. And all the agencies involved. And so interesting. The guy saw the fire going from the cheesecake and tried it. And reported this fire that was spraying at the same time over by, what's the bridge? Yeah, between the city.
See how the line of demarcation on the wallpaper is, where the heat took that side, but it was covered.
Sure. Okay. I gotta spin around so I don't wind up the wire.
Didn't have any lead vehicles, did this stuff. And so all of a sudden came on, and it only took forever to get the command.
Okay, so now I see that bottle.
Okay.
Still can't make out what that thing was. It's not a vice grip, but I couldn't make out what it was. So it's that was exposed to flame. So this, yeah, this is not the problem. Okay, same with the books. Still has all the writing and stuff on the bottom. So that wasn't the cause.
Looks similar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Did you see that just about one item before that? To your left? What's that one?
There you go. So this is the lid.
It looks like another cup,
Oh,
actually.
it does look like another cup, yeah. Okay, because there's the base of the cup. So something definitely was burning that cup. I wonder if the cup was in the, what I thought was an ashtray on the bed, but I'm not positive. But yeah, definitely says burned all the way on the inside. Came down to the base where it's a little thicker.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe the fluids in there prevented it from burning totally up. I don't know.
And it could have been what the fluids were in there. It could have had maybe some alcohol of some sort that enhanced the fire a little bit.
Sure. Okay.
Give you the training course, here's a 36-hour training course. Now you
All right. I'm gonna say that was just on the nightstand and just was a casualty of the fire.
All right.
The trash can, that looks probably like just some ash went down there. That wasn't a major issue. There's the lighter that probably lit things up.
Well, one of the standards and how it ties into different scenarios.
So the philosophical challenge.
Okay. So that was laying on the bed like that because that's the less charged side down there.
The state training directors
Going around.
have talked for.
Right. That was not lit. I mean, the wick is burned, but that could have been previously, but no, definitely wasn't on fire during the fire because that would have been a big blob.
It leads to firefighter.
There's a pack of smokes.
If I talk to the volunteer, and you want to do firefighter one, it's every.
Those are laying on the bed.
Every weekend for 6 months.
Okay.
Am I wrong? All right, so how can I, as a volunteer, how can I commit to that kind of?
Can I open that? No.
And that's it. Some departments say you have to do
Oh,
that.
okay, so that's just a book. Okay, or a couple books laying on top of each other.
Looks like they got melted together due to heat.
Sure does.
Giving them initial training that they can operate safely.
All right, again, the bottle, just innocent victim. And now we're back to that ashtray. So what I'm thinking is, again, I'm not an arson investigator, but I'm gonna say that cup that's destroyed that's over there
Okay.
was probably centered inside this tray or plate or whatever that was. The lighter
What about
was used to light something in there. Maybe he's trying to burn something in there.
getting a trainer for what part of the state so they can bring
Looks almost like a plastic dish, really, or
It does.
something like that would have,
Pretty thick, but.
yeah, and broke up.
The only thing that's burning is on the countertop to the right of the stove.
Okay.
All right.
The other thing is they do it all the time.
It looks like the smoke is kind of stalled for a moment, or else it's just ventilating, like the narrative said. It started coming out through a window or a door somewhere in the front of the house. So that's probably where the smoke is heading.
So we got a lot of soot coming up and a lot of debris inside the smoke as well.
Yes. Yeah, because it's darker smoke. All right, now I have some flame going on top of the cabinet.
Okay.
So that's right where that area where the ceiling actually burned through.
Right. So the heat is rising like it normally does.
Yep.
Going to its highest point, and then since it's blocked, it's going to start to build more and more heat within that
Sure.
particular area. What's happening to the floor now?
The floor is, I'm going to back it up here and see what caused that. The floor started to lighten up. Oh, okay. So it looks like something must have spilled over from the countertop, went to the floor, because there's some debris on the floor, and it's spotty where it started. The fires are spotty, but it's lighting up and it's burning the cabinet.
See that pattern right there? Look at that.
Yep.
See the way it looks like a spill pattern.
Yep.
But what it actually is the components of the carpeting and the padding being petroleum based. It's creating that type of a spill pattern type
Sure.
of burn.
Okay. Now I've got huge, really hot flames going in the ceiling where it burned through. The flames on the counter itself are dying way down, but the floor is starting to take off and cause that pattern.
How about your bank down of smoke?
Oh my God, it's down low. It's over by the door. You can see up at the top of the countertop, or that little mini fridge. But over towards the sink area, there's no visibility. You can't see the cabinets or anything,
Okay.
so it's really dark.
Okay. Anything on the lamp fixtures or the light fixtures? The closest one looks to be somewhat the same.
Yeah, and the other one is not even visible.
Right.
Okay?
But one thing I want you to take a look at is the length of that fixture that you're closest to versus the length of the fixture when
Sure, it's
the
about-
fire is done.
It's about half the length.
Yeah.
In fact, it's right above me.
Okay.
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 So yeah, so that burned over here, caught this on fire.
And 50,000 feet of rear light.
I would say, obviously that hole in the ceiling was the hottest point
That bulb is empty.
because the flame was so close to the ceiling. It was able to heat everything up. Went over here and that just kind of accelerated things.
Yeah, that was coming.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Good with that?
Yep.
Okay.
The way you could see the layers of like the wallpaper peeling off and you know how it peeled off lightly at this point and heavy at this point. Another takeaway was just the,
Big modules,
like I said, I'm not an arson investigator, so I have to, it takes a little bit more for me to look for some of the things, but
Yeah.
the idea of going in and getting a good look at the room, figuring out what's going on, what you think originally happened, and then when you start looking a little closer and looking at the different things like you're saying, look at the patterns on the floor and everything, it was cool to be able to figure out what happened.
Right.
You know, and the idea that you get a good picture of what happened before you look at the video, and the video either backs it up or debunks whatever you thought.
Right.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
That's a good reinforcement to like test your hypothesis.
Yes. So
Very
You were in there
cool.
for a while.
I was.
Yeah.
Do you feel like lightheaded or any kind of adjustment that you had to do after you took off the VR?
No.
No?
No.